160 hours, 30 minutes, and 10 seconds ago, bruv. You think I got time for the runaround about my Ducats, blood? Dante questioned coolly. You took a biscuit from me. That's 50 racks of crack. As Dante talked, he motioned with his hand to one of his henchmen. The boy left the room quickly. Dante then stood, unsnapped the top of his cane, and pulled out a sword so shiny that you could see your death on the blades. Robes backed away with his hands in the air. Don't kill me, Dante. I got kids, bruv. Let me out till end of dusk. Robes' words got stuck in translation when the double doors opened and his 3 children were led in the room with guns to their heads. His 2 14-year-old twin daughters looked at him, with tears running down their faces and fear in their eyes. Gray duct tape covered their mouths, and their hands were tied in front of them. They had been stripped naked. Robe's whole body started to hurt at the thought of what had been done to his baby girls. It almost weakened him to his knees. "Jah bless me soul." Robe spilled from his lips when he thought of the monster he knew Dante was. Dante was more feared than respected throughout London. Nobody, not even coppers, wanted to be on that nigga's bad side. Only E.N.G.A and Phenom were equally revered. Those were the 3 faces in London you never wanted to see if you had wronged them. Robes looked to see his 15-year-old son's face had been beaten and bloodied. He knew his son was a street warrior, so he could figure out that the boy had fought hard not to be taken, but was outnumbered. He too was taped and restrained. "Get down," Dante ordered. Robes looked from his children to the sword Dante had leveled at his side. His daughter's loud sobs tore at his insides. The look in his son's eyes begged him not to bow to any man. His son Deeks was street like that. He'd die standing before he bowed in humiliation. That was just the way the boy had been wired. Robes had been wired that way too. Before drugs. Drugs broke the strongest of men down to the core, down to nothing more than a shell of what they used to be. Drugs had taken his wife from him. Drugs were what had him kneeling before a man named Dante to be beheaded in front of his children. Jah only knew what that nigga Dante would do to his kids afterward. He didn't want to, couldn't stand to see the fright on his kids' faces as they looked on, so he closed his eyes. Dante laughed loudly, then chuckled in a sinister way. "Oh, nigga, you think you about to die, eh?" He laughed again. "You owe me, bruv. You can't give me what's mine if you're dead, yeah?" Robes opened his eyes and looked up at Dante, after glancing at his children. He didn't know what that crazy nigga Dante was about to do, but was glad death wasn't in his near future. If only Robes had known that what Dante was about to do would forever be worse than death in his son's eyes, he would have begged for death a lot sooner. Dante unbuckled his belt, and then dropped his pants and underwear to the ground. "You're going to pay me back, one way or another, and no way you or your kids leaving the dining room until you do." Robes swallowed then, almost threw up at the thought of putting another nigga's dick in his mouth. His face screwed up and defiance swelled in his chest as he shook his head and moved to stand up. "Nah, fuck that shit, Dante, bruv. Nigga, you can kill me first before all of that." Whatever else Robes was about to say never made it to fruition. Dante's fist connected with his mouth. Robes fell backwards, spitting up blood. He'd obviously forgotten who the fuck Dante was, where the fuck his pedigree came from. Before Dante's father Lou was killed in prison, he thrived on making niggas, the hardest of niggas, into bitches in a matter of seconds. Same as on the street. As above, so below. Dante stepped out of his shoes.